Alright, so I'm only gonna do this once, so please, editing me, cut this shit out. Like most people my age, I don't have a lot of money. Buying all these new games can get pretty costly and pretty hard on my wallet sometimes. I was having problems when they just cost $60, but these new games, they cost 70, maybe even 80. That's just a no-go for me. It got me thinking, how can I play games without absolutely decimating what little money I have in my wallet? Then it hit me. I have so many games in my Steam library that I literally just haven't played. I should probably take a look at some of them before I get into all those newfangled quadruple A games that are coming out these days. Even just skimming through my library, I can already see a couple titles just sitting there that I've never touched. And from what I hear, they're pretty good too. Games like GTA 4 and Far Cry 5 are games that I own, but I've never sat down and played them. My goal over the next while is to take a look at these games, see what they have to offer, and find out just what I'm missing by not playing these games. I'm going to call this series Beating the Backlog, and I'm going to make these videos in between my normal uploads just because they take a little bit longer to make, what with playing the game, voiceover, writing, editing, all that. So you can expect these every once in a while. That's enough of my rambling. We're going to start with a game that I've been wanting to play for a really long time now, Devil May Cry.
Let's rock, baby.
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry is a very complicated series of games. It has a ton of lore and story. There are a total of 5 games in the series so far. Before I started DMC 1, I've only played Devil May Cry 5, but I liked that one. So I bought the Devil May Cry HD collection on Steam when it was for sale. Then I played it for 30 minutes and never touched it ever again. But then the Devil May Cry show was released on Netflix, and I watched the entire show in one day. I felt like the show was missing something, so I wanted to find out what it was. So I decided, you know what, let's finally play that first game. It finally gave me the motivation to play through the rest of the series. After playing through Devil May Cry, I can say that while it is very dated and 100% a product of its time, it's a very enjoyable experience with a lot of character, style, and story behind it. The dated graphics and controls were a little bit off-putting for me. Once you play it for a while, it's easy to look past the flaws and see just why so many people loved this game to begin with. At Capcom in the late 90s, the third game of the Resident Evil series was released. They needed some new concepts for the 4th entry in the series, and they were willing to just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Hideki Kamiya is a game director who, before going on to work on Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, all those fun games, he worked on Resident Evil 2. To this day, one of the more popular entries in the Resident Evil series. Capcom wanted to explore a bunch of different routes the 4th game would take, and Kamiya submitted his. The story would have been of a man named Tony Redgrave, who is seemingly invincible and very powerful. This was going to be explained by him being experimented on with biotechnology that would have made him more powerful. However, Kamiya wanted the game to have a very cool theme, which cool and Resident Evil don't really mix very well, and even the developers saw that, so they kind of split off, and then Kamiya went on to make it his own thing. He took inspiration from Dante's Inferno, a popular Catholic poem, I guess. Basically is just a man and his tales of going through hell, purgatory, and heaven. It's a whole another thing. But Kamiya took inspiration from it, changed the main character's name to Dante, the main character of the Divine Comedy, and we got the story that we know today. Our game begins with a story I've heard before. A girl attacks the peacefulness of a man's bachelor pad. Dante kindly tells this woman, whose name is Trish, to stop doing that, because it's mean and it makes him feel bad. We then get the exposition that Dante has been hunting demons for a really long time now to look for the demon that killed his mother and twin brother. Trish is like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's actually building up power on this random island that only I know. Next thing we know, we're on Malay Island. Trish has abandoned us and we have to go forward by ourselves. While exploring this castle, Mundus, the king of the demons that we're trying to fight, sends just little demons after us, as one does. We also have to get through puzzles, but they're not hard. They're like baby puzzles that I could get through blindfolded.
I got Joshua Graham's armor, bro.
God damn it, I fucked up. Also, we encounter this sword and this really awesome scene of Dante showing off to absolutely no one. You never know when the hoes are looking. After a little bit of exploring and puzzles, we encounter our first boss fight, Phantom. Phantom is a weird spider-scorpion creature. He's also a pussy because he runs away after the first fight, but don't worry, he dies in the second one because he's a bitch. I guess now's a good time to mention this, but after you kill Phantom for the first time, the game gives you an option to turn on easy mode. Now, easy mode doesn't really affect health or damage or anything like that from what I know. It's more like in Street Fighter 6 how you can change between modern controls and classic controls. It makes some of the combos easier and fighting just a little bit more available to people that haven't played for 30 years. Now, I turned on easy mode mostly because I'm a pussy, but also because I thought, oh, if it's too easy, I can just turn it back to normal mode in the settings. Nope. Once you set it to easy mode, you can't change it back. So I didn't feel like playing through that first part of the game, so I never changed it back. Now, before anyone says, "Ooh, it tells you this," I can't read. I don't care. I skipped that dialogue. After Phantom, the next boss you fight is this really cool-looking guy named Nello Angelo. After fighting you, he looks at Dante's drip and just has a conniption fit from the swag overdose. When the fuck did I write this? Then runs off, but don't worry, we'll see him later. There's also this bird named Griffin, and this guy, his name is Nightmare, like the hit 2015 game, Five Nights at Freddy's 4. After 2 more fights with Nello Angelo, Dante learns that it's actually Virgil, his twin brother that he thought was dead. What a cool fucking sword, though. Is he like going Super Saiyan? What the fuck? That face, that looks kind of familiar. After defeating him, Virgil's part of the amulet joins with Dante's. His Force Edge sword turns into the Devil's Sword Sparta. Oh. What an interesting looking sword. What the shit? Holy fuck! That's sick as shit! This sword is really bad until the end of the game. Eventually, Dante finds Trish fighting Nightmare. He tries to save her and she betrays him, and she reveals that actually she's been working for Mundus this whole time. He created her because she looks like his mom, tried to lure him so he could, kill him because you're too powerful, Dante. Dante defeats the Nightmare, travels through whatever the fuck this is, and then confronts Mundus, who appears to be about to kill Trish. Dante saves Trish yet again and gets hit with the fatal 3 red beam attack. When Mundus is about to lay down the final blow, Trish saves him. After Mundus kills Trish again, Dante gets so baby mad that he unlocks his final form, and then Dante and Mundus battle in the void where nothing matters or something. No, the boss fight is like a Mario Party fucking minigame. Holy shit, I turned into a fucking dragon! Was I high when I wrote this? Mundus still thinks he's that guy, so in the sewers he fights Dante in another underwhelming fight. Suddenly we see that Trish is not dead. Again, she gives him the power to unleash this Power Rangers final blow. And Mundus is destroyed. How are they gonna leave the island? The castle is still collapsing. Bet you didn't guess this part. Fucking airplane. I promise you, these games only get weirder as they go on. In the one and only flying section of the game, you have to dodge these fuck-ass stalagmites and stalactites. I couldn't even do it very well. I'm surprised I finished this part of the game. Then the game ends and we see that they changed the name of Dante's demon hunting business to Devil Never Cry because Dante said this stupid-ass line at some point in the game. The gameplay loop of Devil May Cry is extremely simple. Swing sword, shoot gun, kill demon, repeat. Go to the next room, do the same shit. That for about 10 hours of gameplay. Holy crap, it's a game. Normally, gameplay as simple as this would be really annoying and get very repetitive really fast, but the style points mechanic is a pretty cool and easy way to keep the player invested and want to keep doing the shit that gets them the points. Every encounter with demons was another chance to increase my style points, get some extra shit so I could upgrade and be better at the game. The combat does vary a little bit depending on what weapon you're using. I don't know how many devil arms there are in the game because I only played through it once, but I absolutely hated using the gauntlet type weapon, Ifrit. Ifrit, I don't care. They were really annoying and really sludgy to use. My main weapon of choice was Alistair, the really cool weapon you see Dante scaring the hose with. The Devil Trigger is also another way to keep combat interesting. It's a special ability that Dante has. This meter at the top of the screen right below the health bar fills up whenever you attack an enemy. Once it hits at least 3 of these special symbols, you can unlock your Devil Trigger, which makes you faster, stronger, makes you deal a little bit more damage. And I also didn't know this until the end of the game, you can fly with it. It's basically just a power-up reward for killing enemies. Kill enemy, get reward, kill more enemies. After each mission, as they're called in the game, it brings you to a menu that is like an upgrade station in between levels. You spend red orbs for upgrades like more health, a bigger devil trigger bar, upgrades for your weapon, and items like yellow orbs, which are used to restart the level if you die, and holy water, which clears the area you're in of all enemies. These upgrades and items give a good sense of progression outside of the plot moving forward, makes you feel like you're getting better at the game as you go on. Devil May Cry is a series that is very well known for its distinct characters. Everyone who knows anything about the series knows Dante. He's kind of just a chill guy. When creating his character, Kamiya wanted him to be someone you'd want to have a beer with. I can see it. Trish as a character is also introduced in this first game. As a creation of Mundus, originally she just follows instructions given to her, tries to kill Dante, get him into trouble, all that shit. But eventually she learns how to care for others and disobeys Mundus in order to save Dante. It's a good character arc. It's a character she never really changes from just being a smartass who always wants to challenge Dante to see who has the better fighting skill. Although in this game, Dante really only cares about her because she looks like his mother, which seems really kind of shallow to me, but I'm sure that relationship will get deeper as the games go on. Mundus is kind of the only real character in this one besides the bosses that you fight, but they don't really have as much character as Mundus does. There's like 3 cutscenes. Mundus is shown as being pretty vain with his power, choosing the form of a statue that resembles the Abrahamic god, which just exudes almighty, all-powerful. He also offers to create more mothers for Dante, like he did Trish. He just thinks he can do whatever he wants, get away with it because he has so much power. All in all, I think Devil May Cry is a pretty defining game of the PS2 Xbox generation that it originally came out in. Fun fact, this game came out 17 days before 9/11. Hypothetically, do you think Osama bin Laden played this game when he was planning the attack? The gameplay, while repetitive, adds a lot of style and variety in the combat to make me want to keep trying new things to increase that meter just a little bit more. In my playthrough, I didn't once get to a triple S score. I might just go back and play again in normal mode just to get a higher style score. I can see why this game was a success and why Capcom kept going back to it and improving on this already great framework. The story isn't really why you would play a game like this. It's kind of similar to a Doom game in that reason. You don't keep going back to it just because the story leaves a hole in your heart once it's done, because you miss it so much. You keep going back to it because the combat is really fun, really good, and you want to get a better grade on your combat. That being said, the story is pretty decent, and like I said about the gameplay, it's a good framework to be added onto in later and future additions to the series. We were told a lot about Dante, his backstory, that he's the son of the demon knight Sparta, that he had a twin brother he thought was dead, and that his mother died earlier in his life. A lot of the story elements seem pretty easy to flesh out in future additions to the series. So, to finish off my thoughts, Devil May Cry is a pretty good launch to a very popular series that may have its flaws with repetition and putting its stories on the back burner, but overall it's a great experience that I think every gamer should play at least once. That is all for this video. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel if you got this far. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.
It looks like we have a winner.
Kevin, you want to know what I think about that?
What?
Gimp suit death cannon.
Dude, I'm in the middle of a fucking cutscene and you say that shit. Like, you literally fucked up the death shot. Like, the end of the game death shot by saying, Gimp suit death cannon.
You're welcome.
Fuck you.
It's 360 controller.
Is this something I have to control? You're fucking kidding me, dude. This game is so fucking weird.
Hey, Xavier.
Poppin'.
This game is so fucking weird!
Video games. Various video games.
I should have saved you.
Say the line. Say it. Say it. Do it. Say it.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Yes! Yeah! He said it! Fucking yeah! Yeah! Holy shit! Devil cried. Devil may tear cry. Devil may cry. Holy fuck.